Hello everyone, welcome to the Northern Tarot. My name is Andy. Today I will do the reading for the 7th and the 8th of September 2022, and this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to help it grow, and if you're already here and want to donate, please find the donate in the description box. Okay, so I'm thinking about the new format for this to make it kind of like a little bit more exciting. But also it's make it a little bit how I say easier for people to remember the theme of each readings that we do every day. So we will trying to find the keywords, the key terms for all the energies that going on to see what is that we should remember. Okay, so now let's start with today. Actually, not today, sorry. Tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. So it's gonna be the 7th and the 8th of September. So the good news is the moon is now moving out of Sagittarius. So that irritation that people might have experienced, that kind of like very funny mood, it makes you feel how I say some people might feel it's a bit judgy, moody, feeling blue, feeling upset, feeling sensitive, feeling a little bit nervous too. That's feeling. Well, the good thing is that feeling is it's kind of like gone, but it's actually transformed into something else, which might be even more horrible for some people. Now, I don't want to scare people, but this is the reason why. Okay, so Mercury actually moving into Virgo now. So when Mercury moved to Virgo, the sign that squares with Sagittarius, it makes you feel a little bit kind of like again annoyed with things because the communications that you're trying to make with other people seems to not get through. People seems to kind of not pay attention to you. That's why sometimes when the energy is on the favor of communications, I keep advising people to utilize this to make the point of where you want to go or what you want them to listen to you or help you. But now it's not that time, so maybe if you're in that process of trying to make someone understand you, just forget about it for now, because it will just cost you more energies, and sometimes it even just frustrate you. So there's no point to do things like that. Okay, so speaking about that, then there will be another things for us to do. So what we should focus on now, the moon moving into Capricorn, and it's gonna conjunct with Pluto on the 7th, which is tomorrow. It doesn't stay there for long because obviously the moon only stay in a sign for about 3 days. But the energy is building up from now. It's like transit from that irritations into there are two ways that we can understand this. So the moon conjuncts with Pluto, and Pluto is about working with your subconsciousness. Now, when it retrogrades, it asking you to, how I say, revise the structure of your life in general, on like a macro scale, because obviously everything is, all the manifestations all rooted from subconsciousness. That is your manifestation. So that means the moon conjuncts with Pluto, it's actually highlight and amplify. It will remind you of the meaning of Pluto retrograding. So the meaning of this is all these kind of like deepest, darkest fear, pains, griefs, all the dramas, all the traumas, whatever that you feeling painful or scared of or even trying to avoid, is gonna be brought up again to the surface. Now, if you experience some very, very painful events of your life, let's describe life, those events that made your life come crash down. That how serious it is. It will be, like coming back in your, like you cannot avoid it. because this is how the universe trying to work on people. So the meaning of this is, it people will have to find a way to embrace the pains and the changes, and you can only embrace this if you have the spiritual wisdom and knowledge. You can only embrace this if you understanding the process of transformations and changes, and you you can only embrace this if you really can explain the or understand the meaning of why these things happen to you. Was that because you're unfortunate, or was that because the unfortunate were designed for a higher purpose of something here? So it's time that we will have to work on that. So this is like the moon is working on your psyche. It's like the back of your head here, the subconsciousness that you're carrying, and also it also have you to see the shadow that you still carrying. So if you remember the reading yesterday, we're talking about, like, there's some pieces of shadows that left over, and this is exactly the meaning of it. It will ask you to transform totally, because nothing from the old cycle will be accepted for the new energies to come in. So if we put that on the whole, right? We came out of holiday season, love season, mating season, and now we're coming into the preparation month, because that's the key term for September. So the key terms for the next 2 days is self-healing. That's it, the key terms. So, okay, now let's go to the cards, and we'll see what the cards say. Okay, so let's go to the oracle cards first to see what is the blessings or the fortune that we will receive in the next 2 days. Everything, it's kind of like, it's funny, because I'm thinking I created this new format to trying to cut down the time of speaking, so people, because not many people will have time to spend like 30 minutes or something like that to listen to the whole video. But for some reason, recently I noticed that the message came out quite, it's quite long. So I hope that everyone doesn't mind about that, because sometimes things needs to be said. And also, this month is actually very complicated. The keyword is preparations, but then the development of thing is, it's kind of like unexplainable, because there's still a lot of things that I'm trying to explain, the energies that are about to come when Mercury retrograde. It's kind of complicated, and it doesn't make sense, because things supposed to be solved. The unfinished business is supposed to be finished and completed around this time, step by step. But obviously that, when communication is not quite on the favor for people, and also because Sun is actually square with Mars at the moment, and all these self-healing, like self-works that, being highlighted. So I've got the feeling that the preparation is for something else. It's not just about what we're trying to complete. So there must be something else coming in. Okay, so now let's see the blessings. We have the 4-4, I am presence. 44, expand your stellar gateway, I am that I am. Well, this card is actually just like what we were trying to analyze about the moon conjunct with Pluto. Basically, Spirit says now that we have reached to the point that we have to admit and accept all the lessons, all the losses, to allow us to be present, and allow us to move forward with the new life, and find that new meaning of, to make sense of everything, to make sense even why the losses and all the traumas and the griefs had to take place in the past, and why we had to be the one that we are nowadays, the one that we have become. This is like, um how I say, this is like you, it is a time for you to utilize and apply everything, every skills, every wisdom that you have learned, to put it into practice and combine it together to make it something very unique for yourself, and only you know it. Because remember, we're all unique in a different ways, and we all special in a different ways, so no one actually better than anyone else. The only way is to embrace anything that you learned, and also embrace that love and joy and the vibe that you've been training yourself, and share that. That's the only way that allows you to, how I say, to make sense of everything that you had to go through, and also to make sense of if any good blessings that coming toward you, that to know that you deserve everything of, like what about to come. So this is the card, and also 44 is about that, that's that's why I say there's something coming in. So I've got the feeling that the the process or whatever that you're dealing with, it's not necessarily to even have to put the final ending, or final title, or name, or whatever that you want, or the closure, because it's kind of, it doesn't mean, it doesn't serve your higher purpose of the new chapter any longer. It doesn't really, it's not relevant. So that's why I've got a funny feeling that something coming in. So hopefully we will find out what is that. Now let's open this card. The Violet Flame Invoke, Cosmic Diamond Violet Flame, Transmute. Oh, that is not love. Now do you believe me? See, based on that energies of what I saw, I was thinking, this is about, how I say, a quite deep, this is actually quite a deep work that we might not pay attention, or see it that way. But now, since we hear and analyze things, I hope that people start to think deeper about what's coming, the energy coming. Even it's very swift, it's not last for long. However, it's a very, very necessary steps, because obviously that it's like it's like the challenge before you can unblock the next blessing. So if we do this successfully, the new energies, or the next development of the energies coming in, we will feel it more sensible, and we will figure out easier the way that the universe trying to lead us, all of us, towards something here, right? So the rep is, so September, I expect that Mercury actually have people to not just to finish the unfinished, but also to reveal the what about to come. Now let's go to the shadow work. Let's see what else we have. Now based on this, I think the shadow work has to be about something that people tend to forget. That is to embrace the changes, to embrace the losses, to embrace the pains. So let's see if I'm right. Today for tomorrow. Well, obviously it wasn't what I'm talking about. I was expecting something like the left, like the very deep dark shadow of something that people tend to avoid, especially when it comes to pain, because obviously pain is the most common things that people don't want to confront it. But we forget that actually, pain is no longer pain when it becomes experience. You will see what I mean when you already passed it and moved on in your life. And looking back, you won't feel it anymore when you can make sense of it, when you can compensate it by the meaning of what you went through. So discuss today for tomorrow, actually sending that message. Because today for tomorrow is actually talking about, do you see it? Did you actually look back and saw things now? The yesterday was the thing made of you today. So for that reason, you will understand now we have to live and being present. That is the card about. Because it will work exactly the same way you will have that future tomorrow. So if we also already learned about the yesterday was today, and we will know what to do right now to make it today for tomorrow. So that is the logic of it. Okay, now let's go to the how I say love oracle cards. I just go with love oracle card, it's easier. We should make life easier. Nothing should be complicated. Okay, now let's see what we have. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Um, about love life, I'm actually quite confident, even from the reading yesterday, about soulmate, true love, even about all the signs of the previous readings and the previous ones. I know for the fact that there's a lot of people already met their soulmate, and a lot of people are about to meet their soulmate too, right? Now, the only one thing I need you to remember depends on how far you are on your journey. If you have reached to the peak of, going through all the lessons or not, you will meet a different type of soulmate. So sometimes don't think that everyone's the same. I have to meet my, like divine partner, whatever. Because maybe sometimes you're not yet to that peak because you're still in the training, you're still young, and you're still gaining that experience, that spiritual growth. Then you might just meet the soulmate for that cycle. That's why if anyone already passed it, now you can comment to help other people to understand, because I always tell the truth. That means that the soulmate is only designed for you in that period. So they're not yet your divine partner. But if you in that situation to getting to know each other and build something together, even getting married and give it a try, it will be written in the stars. So don't worry, because the destiny never, skip you, and you can never skip destiny. It works both way. But it's still a big congratulations from me to everyone if you meet anyone that you feel that way as a soulmate. Because obviously that we only meant to meet people when we meant to meet people. But at least it's not the karmic one. It's at least it's not those that trying to deceive and cheat on you, or play with you, or have a bad intention toward you. That's all I can say. Okay, now let's go to the tarot and see what we have. The Two of Wands. So it keeps coming back. So the Two of Wands, there's a doorway there for you. There's something there for you that you need to detect it and trust your intuitions, your guide to open this, to see that doorway that lead you to the next step of your chapter. Okay, now let's see the challenge first. I want to see the challenge. So the challenge we have is the Three of Wands. Now the challenge here is how you say goodbye to people. If you are ready, if you're brave, saying goodbye here is like the people from your old cycle, those that not supposed to be with you any longer. Then it's time to say goodbye. But obviously that some of you might be confused, because obviously that there will be a good memories or some sort of like there's something that people helped you before, or you went through something together. So because you have a good heart, you have a bigger heart than other people, so you tend to to record all these things as a good memories, to be gratitude, or to show. It's just because you have a pure heart. You're not a calculating person. That's why you tend to feel that way toward people, and but then you don't understand why they don't do the same for you. It's just as simple as that. But anyway, so there's a clarity what comes in here when you're dealing with your shadow work and understand the destiny that yesterday was for today and today is for tomorrow. Time for a change, time for a revolution. Now let's see the next one. What we have. What makes you feel this ways about like between moving forward and like waving the last goodbye to people? So this is the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is actually your energies. So it's like you are reaching to that point that it's time to take an action here, and this is an action of freeing yourself, moving forward. So that's why the challenge is how you allow that energies to take over, to help you to clear things. And also the Knight of Swords is like there's some kind of like bumpy road here. There's something that still hold you back. I think this is like one of the unfinished business that you still having trouble in your mind. Of course, you won't let people know that it bothers you, because the energies of the night is someone is fresh, very very humble and enthusiastic and ready to to kind of like to showcase what they have learned and what they have trained. Okay, now let's see the next one. The next one is to show what you actually thinking in your mind. You just know that it's time to go. It's time to say goodbye to people with the Six of Swords here. But you heading, you heading to like the unknown, because now you kind of like you got that the strength. This is like the strength card that you have achieved here. You heading toward that the unknown over there with your strengths, with your wisdom, and you know that you have to do that this alone. No one else can go with you. So the challenge is not quite a challenge. This is more about your emotion. This is more about your feeling. But your mind is already made up. Okay, now let's see what coming toward people. And then we can clarify this reading to see if we can get some interesting details about this. What coming toward people is death. Excellent. What coming toward you is, to be honest, you actually going through the change with this death card, and you thought that you're going alone, but you actually gonna meet the gatekeeper. That's him right there in the middle. So that is why I have the feeling that the people that who's ready to do this is the people who meet someone as a soulmate. It can be any sort of soulmate. It can be platonic, it can be ordinary soulmate, and it can be the divine soulmate. Doesn't matter, because all the soulmates are designed to help you. They're not designed to hurt you or to kill you. Okay, now let's clarify this reading and see what we have. Now with the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands here is like the finalizing of something that you finally put the stamp on it, because you see where you're heading to. Right, I just put it spread out a little bit so we can see the card easier. The Star. Because like the Star card here is actually about you finally recognize. It's like the awakening here. It's like you can see things for your own eyes now. The Eight of Swords yesterday was reminding people of you have to see that destiny the path that being chosen for you, the path was designed for you. When you can see that path, you will understand why things so much smoother now compared to you trying to kind of hit into the bushes in the old cycle and trying to clear the bushes and make it as a road. Now you learn it and you understand the process. So that's why the star comes in, and you actually one step closer to where you're supposed to be, but you didn't see it because like the eight of swords is about that people cannot see things, but with fears. Now the two of wands, you kind of like see the glimpse of where you're supposed to go without the blindfold, without fears. So that is the change in your energy. That is the transformation of energy that you've been working on. That was a very complicated and long process, but congratulations everyone that you have made this far. Now the Knight of Swords, let's see. The Knight of Swords, the Nine of Swords is a tower. So you decided to take an actions or work on something here that's still bothering you. Now the tower is actually reverse energy. So the tower is kind of like opening up for you to be creative in your solution. Now the sword is about, it's not just about the sword, the Knight of Sword, right? The sword is about ideas. So the action here is actually you discover something when you determine on how I say, stop that procrastinating. So you have been procrastinating and hesitating on the solutions of something, and finally tomorrow, somehow because of that moon excite the subconsciousness again, of Pluto's retrograde, you gonna bounce back, put your ideas, and you will start. But it just need that one moment. But that's why the energy has to play this way for people. You will see how to sort this out. So it's like the urge of people having to do something now, because you come to very close to that deadline of your homework. You have to hand in your answer. So it's like escape the last minute again. So this is a sense of it. Now the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords, that actually the answer for your solution to this tower problem. So you decide to do things on your own, like or your own ways. You don't want to depend or wait for anyone or other advices, because now you think, okay, that is what the star is trying to show you. You see that, so you know exactly where you head to. So this is like a very private way of solving things that you have for yourself. Now, the Four of Swords. The Six of Swords is the solutions for the tower. When the knight find out that details of where or that doorway to head to the stars, to the goal where he wants to head to. Now the Four of Swords is about you want to strip off, or you want to kill all that pains, so you don't have yesterday anymore. You figure out how to make yesterday just being experiences, because for you from now on there's only tomorrow. Sorry, today and tomorrow. So today is exactly this is what you're doing. Today is about figuring out where you want to head to with the star in your mind. It's the goal of your manifestation. It's the star, right? So if you think about the goal of what you manifested, you will know exactly where you head to. If you want money, you know exactly what you want to do. If you want love, you know exactly how you want to vibe, to send the energies to call it your soulmate. So the Four of Swords here is about you decided to stop that pain, that redundant feelings, experiences, especially with especially the confusions about those people in the old cycle, the people that you're gonna say goodbye. So they're gonna see you setting off on your own. Okay, now let's see the challenge. The Page of Cups. Wow, that someone will trying to convince you that no, we are good, you good with us, blah blah blah, and you say nope, I'm done with it. Even I'm on my own. Even I have to be lonely for now, but I believe in the star, the vision I saw. That is your subconscious, is your higher self trying to guide you. That is you are trying to work with your higher self. This is beautiful, beautiful reading. Okay, now what coming to what people is the death. Watch out for the people trying to sweet talk to you. Small talk, apologetic, whatever. Show them who you are, right? Now, coming to what you is the death. As I said, you gonna bump into someone here. That's what I'm talking about. The, so basically that things will change for you. However, remember the death card is not a drastic change overnight. The death indicates that you are kind of like one step closer or one step higher in the process of you are working on. Now, the Page of Pentacles is actually the opportunity sent to you. So, because of you can clear your mind and determine, and with the clarities about where you're heading to, that's why you start to receive opportunities. It will start with something small at the beginning, but obviously that this is the key to unlock that door toward your soulmate. And the soulmate is waiting right behind the door. Okay, guys, so this is all I've got for you for the 7th and 8th of September. Before I close this, let's pull one card, yes and no questions. If you don't have any questions, that's fine. If you haven't got questions, you can pause the video and yes and no only, please. Now, please ask the questions and hear the answer. I think this is the card. The answer is compromise. Wow. This card is not answer you about a person. This card answer you about how to solve something. I think that is, you will realize how to solve something here. And this card is about that. I don't know why, but it's just my first thought about this compromise is because you see the scale here. I kind of like thinking about this must be the legal process or some sort of negotiation. So because Mercury retrograde is coming in, Venus in Virgo that did not allow you to have that um, advantages conditions to negotiate yet. So compromise here is about I'm not sure because like you need to be inventive because you only you know your situation. But there's something tells me that there's no drastic actions needs to be done, but just leave it for now and then act it on your own decision. So you will gain the answer clearer by the time the moon goes in John's with Pluto. But for now, it's just my sense of the tendency. I see, I don't know why, but I see things like there's not much to do or should be done because obviously that people refuse it. It's like, it's like people trying to cause you the bumpy road because they saw you living and being happy. So is this like someone being mean here toward you? They don't want you to be happy, and someone trying to sweet talk to you, trying not so you cannot reach to where you're supposed to go. So the compromise is actually is the opposite meanings of compromise with someone. The compromise here is saying that just kind of like, how I say, ignore or temporarily neglect, not ignore, but just neglect them. That is the meaning of this card. Okay, guys, so if you like what I'm doing, please like, share the video, and subscribe to my channel to help it grow. If you want to donate, please find the donate button in the description box, and I will see you next one. Bye bye.